Hi there, Libra. How are you today? This is your general angel reading for the week of November 22nd through 28th. And so this is a general angel reading, which means it's for the whole group of you. So all the guardian angels have come and they are giving the messages that they see as the best collective message for everybody. And so let's just see, wow, what's going on. Okay, and let's get the rest of the cards out. So in general, I'm feeling this amazing sense of anticipation that there's something in the world that's building and building and building. Now, I'm not getting any hits as to when this kind of comes to fruition or whatever it is, but I'm definitely feeling that it's building. Yeah. So, okay, let's see about your personal reading here. So, okay, so let's first talk about your health. It looks really positive. It looks like things are healing. Yeah, so however you've been feeling, for some of you, this feels a little more, serious kind of than for others. For some of you, maybe it's just a cold or whatever, something like that. Others, it's something a little more like your back is really sore, something like that. Your feet, I'm getting feet, things like that. So they're saying, do stretches. The point of saying do stretches is because nobody else can do that for you. You can go to the doctor, you can go to the chiropractor, you can go to the therapist, you can go to naturopath, you can, whatever it is, but nobody can actually do the physical work for you. You have to do it yourself. You can get all kinds of advice, you can get all kinds of ideas, things that you could do or should do, whatever it is. You're the one who has to actually do it. So be dedicated. This is a commitment to yourself. This is how you regain your health, is by doing it yourself. You're the one who wants to regain your health. So you're the one who has to do the work to do it. Okay, and some of you are just groaning like, no, I just want to take a pill. Yeah, sorry, there's no magic bullet. There's no quick, easy way with this. But there's definitely a way. Yeah. So it involves some, some changing, some motivation on your part, some dedication, some perseverance, all that kind of stuff. But you absolutely can do it. Yeah. It involves good food and things like stretching, maybe yoga, I'm not sure, meditation, all the aspects, the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Entwine all those aspects. And it doesn't matter really which way you go about it first. Whichever way you're most comfortable addressing first will do just fine. But because they are all so intertwined, we cannot take them apart. And so, if you work on your emotional state first, that will lead to improvements in the physical, mental, and spiritual states as well. That it's awesome that way. You've got all those options. Okay, and yeah, nurture yourself. Nurture yourself. It feels like you've been run dry. Needing a deep breath, just needing to take some time, just needing to look after you for a while, needing. Ask whoever's around you that's appropriate for this. Ask them to look after you. State your needs. Say, I need some nurturing. Can you take care of this and this for the next week or whatever? However that goes, whatever that looks like in your life, let yourself nurture yourself as well as be nurtured. And, people aren't used to doing that for you particularly. So you'll have to ask. You'll have to let it be known that you need that. and how specifically they can look after that for you. It feels a little, like you want somebody to just step in and say, here, I've looked after all this for you. And so then you can just breathe and go, oh, thank you. That's such a weight off. Honestly, it doesn't usually work that way. All of us are a little bit caught up in our own grand selves, right? And so when you need something in particular, you'll have to ask. And it will feel a little bit contrived in a way that, if I have to ask, it's not as meaningful. Yeah, no, wrong. Nobody can read your mind. You do have to ask for what you need. And once you have asked, probably more than once, then people know enough to actually look for it. But to start with, they're not accustomed to you needing this. Even though, yes, you've needed it in the past, but you didn't get it. You went unfulfilled, right? So it's time to speak up and say, this is what you want, this is what you need, this kind of nurturing. If you can, if you want to, you can say, look after this for this certain length of time. Or you can say, I need you to just take this. This is too much for me. I don't like doing that thing. And I have to really push myself every time to do it. And I need a break. So I'm giving you that responsibility, right? And so, then it can be a shakeup of how your world is working, because you've become depleted and you need to change something. Yes. Okay. But it's coming together, and rebuilding you, refilling you is going to be very effective. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Gifts from God is how it's said. Now, some people choose not to use the word God. It's all good. Use whatever language you use. But it's like blessings showering upon you. Especially when you do speak and say, this is what I need, this is what I want, I'm looking for this. And saying that, feeling that without blaming anybody else. That's not the point, right? The point is you receiving, not so-and-so doesn't do anything for me. That is wrong. That will not help you at all. That, in fact, it's the opposite. So when you get in the energy of simply gratefully receiving because you need it, not because of what anybody else has done or not done, it's because you receive it, and then you can just be grateful, and you can just feel good about that. And the gifts are just coming and coming and coming, right? If you get in the blame game, the gifts don't come. You stop them with your attitude. Yeah. Okay. You're very blessed. And sometimes you're sitting there saying, well, I don't know, I don't feel that really. Take the time to notice all the blessings that are coming to you all the time. That will help you. Okay. Follow your heart. Follow your heart. So with all this nurturing, all this, what do you need? Maybe you don't even know what you need, right? You just know that you're not feeling it right now. You're just kind of like, done, tired, like, oh, almost feels like a head cold. Is like some of you are maybe just getting tired and not feeling well, and all that stuff. Maybe, I don't even know, maybe you got the flu, maybe whatever, right? But when you follow your heart and you let yourself be fulfilled, you let yourself feel joyful and feel peaceful and feel fulfilled, because you are doing what you need for you, then that other stuff gradually fades away. Focus on this and the blessings and the greatness and the awesomeness of your life, and then you just feel better. Yeah, you do. Okay. So, okay, we're back to that playing the game, blame game thing. This, for some of you, is a different situation. So you take this how it resonates, fit it how it fits in your life. If it doesn't fit, don't force it, right? Just take what resonates, leave the rest. But see the other person's point of view. So it feels like it doesn't really feel like an argument or a disagreement or things like that. It could be, but for many of you, it doesn't feel that way. It just feels like you kind of quietly going, oh, I don't think so. And not really saying anything and whatever. But it's time to broaden your horizons, to broaden your vision, is what they're saying. And try to see the other person, what their point of view actually is. Doesn't mean you have to agree. You just have to look and see and go, okay, I get that. I don't feel that for myself, but I get that, you know. That helps you stay out of judgment when you can do that. And, you know, the goal is for you to feel better, right? I know we're always taught that that's selfish and we need to look after everybody else first and blah, 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 blah. Garbage. You gotta look after you. You have to feel good yourself before you can even have any notion of looking after anybody else. Now, obviously, if you have kids, you have to look after the kids. That's not what I'm saying. But you know, like you do, what we've always been taught is selfish is not. Like, we have to look after ourselves. We have to do what's best for us. And that way, we have the time and the attention and the expansion, the ability to expand and see other people's point of view. Like I said, you don't have to agree. You just have to see it. And don't be judgy. Like there's somebody out there who's sitting there going, yeah, well, I disagree with that. I think that this is the only way to think about that. That's what's keeping you in the dark. So allow yourself to expand. Allow yourself to stop being rigid about it. Just because you feel that way doesn't mean that you have to defend it at all costs. Doesn't mean you can't give a little and be a little more flexible, right? Yeah, that's kind of a key. And here, you have victory. What is it you've been wanting? What have you been working towards? And, you know, all this stuff that you're working on, you know, your health and your relationships and your being with other people and you're nurturing yourself and asking for nurturing from other people and seeing other points of view and stuff. All that really, really brings all the blessings and creates victory. Creates victory. So what have you been working towards? It's coming. It's celebrate now. Start celebrating, because here it is. That's awesome. Okay, so let's check the daily guidance deck and see what is one last bit of wisdom. Go for it. Okay. So the time is ripe. Whatever you've been thinking about doing, the timing is good and you can get after it. And it's not quite a guarantee or anything like that, but the success comes, the victory comes. You have to put a little bit of effort into it. You have to actually get it going and get it started. But yeah, it's time. It's time. That is awesome. Okay, Libra, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you very much. And I love you. And I'll see you next week.